Hello, everyone. We are the warehouses team. We are addressing environmental injustice through warehouses reform. This is our team. So warehouses play a significant role in addressing climate change and related injustice because they are a major source of harmful particles in the air. These particles contribute to health problems such as asthma and heart diseases, leading to millions of premature deaths every year. This is unfair to communities like Stockton, which experience some of the highest level of these harmful particles. As we could see, 35% of youth ever diagnosed in San Falcon Valley has asthma, compared to 15% for the rest of the state of California.
So one of the reasons why Stockton might be seeing these higher levels of asthma and particulate matter in the atmosphere is because there's more warehouses. This can be seen in data provided by the Sierra Club, which is a national grassroots environmental organization, which shows that in Stockton, there's a 69% growth of large warehouses. And comparing this to the state of California, this growth is only at 64% and 60% in the country. So some recent developments as to why this is such a major issue in Stockton right now is following the approval of the Mariposa project. This is a massive 3.6 million square foot warehouse on 200 acres of land located here in Southeast Stockton. This project is expected to attract 12,000 daily vehicle trips. And it's also a major concern because it fails to meet the CEQA mitigation requirements. And we think that this project passed at this level because of a lack of initial community engagement, likely because the developers reached out to residential homeowners as opposed to the actual tenants. But either way, this project prompted the intervention of the Attorney General and the Sierra Club, resulting in a legal settlement called the Mariposa Agreement, which Anish will touch on later. So to provide some insights into the current state of this project, we have two sensors located along the perimeter of the construction site here and here. And this data is about 3 days before construction began last fall. And we can see on multiple occasions, the air quality is surpassing the national standard by significant amounts. So this really supports the need for strict emission standards. And this is taking form as the city is revising their industry ordinance. Currently, the California Environmental Justice Alliance is working towards amending 4 of these measures. These include building setbacks in Measure 11, solar power or clean energy implementation in Measure 13, the switch to electric vehicles in Measure 14, and charging stations in Measure 15.
Measure 11 addresses building setbacks. Currently, community advocates are proposing that loading docks be at least 300 feet away from schools, homes, and medical facilities. In the current ordinance, there's a 2-to-1 building height to building setback ratio, making the average building setback 60 feet. The CARB Air Quality and Land Use Handbook recommends that warehouses be at least 1,000 feet away from residences, schools, daycare centers, playgrounds, and medical facilities. Despite this recommendation and the fact that 1,000 feet setback protects the community, the city continues to go with an average setback distance of 60 feet. Now, looking at the figure, we can see that 11 schools and 4 medical facilities are in fact located within 1,000 feet of a warehouse. Next, using ArcGIS and Google Earth Street View, we were able to analyze the impact of 4 different warehouse complexes. As we can see, the Mariposa Industrial Park project had the highest number of homes, businesses, and miscellaneous buildings impacted. This may be due to the fact that it is located in a residential area, while the others are located in industrial zones. Additionally, in the current proposed ordinance, there's a loophole that allows developers to avoid the 300-foot setback if deemed physically infeasible. This is problematic as developers are prone to take advantage of it. Next, moving on to the Mariposa project. Within 300 feet, there are 22 homes, 1 business, and 9 miscellaneous buildings. And within 1,000 feet, there were 42 homes, 5 businesses, and 49 miscellaneous buildings. The Mariposa agreement set up a $200,000 community benefit fund for residents to replace their HVAC systems. After consulting with the HVAC contractor and an online calculator, we were able to determine a range. At the low end, 21 homes are able to be replaced, mid-range 18 homes, and at the high end, 15. Solar panels serve as a preventative measure as they don't directly impact local air quality. Some benefits for developers include the investment tax credit, ITC, and the production tax credit, PTC, which is a 30% tax credit or 2.75% cent per kilowatt hour. An additional benefit is no property tax on solar panels until 2025. Solar panels cost $25.40 per square foot on average, and the annual energy cost of a warehouse is $2.20 per square foot on average. The Mariposa Industrial Park project uses nearly 22 kilowatt hours of energy each year, which results in a CO2 pollution of nearly 19 million pounds.
Okay, so with having increased trucks because of increased warehouses, we have these trucks idling while loading and unloading, and we have them adding to the traffic congestion in the city, which just means the trucks and also just passenger vehicles are idling on the freeway, contributing to particulate matter in Stockton. So it's really important that this ordinance addresses that, and some of the ways that can help reduce particulate matter would be in encouraging the switch to lightweight electronic vehicles as well as personal electronic vehicles, which can be done by adding priority parking and also electronic charging stations. So that brings us to the last measure. So currently this is data from the US Department of Energy. We can see that in the Bay Area, San Francisco, and Oakland, there's high densities of charging stations compared to Stockton, which is still relatively low, despite having major freeways running across it. So this could be a really exciting opportunity for the city to require that warehouses add charging stations and have them maybe open to the public, so that we can have higher density of charging stations, which would promote making the switch to electronic vehicles, further reducing particulate matter.
So we could, in Stockton, we could use some of the techniques they used in DC4 in Netherlands, which is the first zero carbon emission warehouse in the world. We could use sustainable construction, such as using eco-friendly materials. Solar energies, we could install solar panels on top of the roofs or on top of the parking lots. Community engagement, we could get community members to get involved in decision-making about like warehouses and biodiversity. We could include green spaces in the warehouses for better air quality and support the communities. So this timeline is based on recommendations from social justice ordinance. Our case study and data analysis help us to come up with this timeline. By 2025, we are hoping to increase awareness and engagement. 2026 measure approval, 2027 additional reform in design process, 2028 final updates on measures, and by 2029 we are hoping to evaluate government response to community engagement. We want to thank everyone for listening.